was living a lie. In the darkness, I was scared of the light. With no direction, I was running away. Step aside, enjoy the ride. Enjoy the ride.
This is what my dad said, who had 12 kids in his family. He said, Michelle, you're talking about what we used to do at the kitchen table at home. So what we're trying to do is implement this talking piece in the homes, right? So our job is not to facilitate, like be in their homes, okay? Our job is to teach them how to communicate with each other in the way Dominic Barter does the circle. He doesn't use the talking piece, but I think we should. So that they don't have to have a facilitator, see? And they're just going to circle in their homes. And when you start to learn circles, you're going to see that there's circles all over the place. So what we're going to demonstrate now, so we're going to go back into, is we use in circle what's called substitutes. So I'm going to do a pre-circle with little Bill, 11-year-old Bill. And usually some of the more skilled facilitators are the substitutes. We haven't really done this before, but I think it's a good idea to have a substitute for the child in a pre-circle. And we don't know if the child's going to want to be in the circle, because the child gets to consent too. And sometimes that consent might be a child advocate or a guardian of some kind, because this case is in court. So, or it might be the child's attorney. So I brought in the room Lori. She's not a family innocence advocate in this case. She's somebody that I called and I said, hey, we're going to try to do a circle and we'd like to invite little Bill. And Lori she consented to the pre-circle for little Bill. I'd be looking for Bill's consent, but I'd also be wondering, if you were going to do a pre-circle with a child, just be cognizant, especially if it's in court like Bill's, that you're not just going to call up the kid, okay? And you don't want to, even if Molly said, I want the kid there, and Bill Sr. said, yes, he must be there, I'm still not comfortable, because I want this child to have a say in things. So what we're going to demonstrate right now is the pre-circle with the child and how he felt. I'm going to try to find the act with this child, right? I'm not even talking about him consenting to circle when I do the pre-circle. So, yes. You're
still at age 10, kids are in the concrete stage of life. That means you're good, I'm bad. They can't say my mom's got some good qualities and my dad has some good qualities. They are much more black and white. Like when you talk to young kids, they'll say, Lori's my best friend. Brian's my second best friend. As adults, when you get the abstract, you say, Michelle's a friend, Tom's a friend, we go through this. So you have that difficulty when you don't want them to make a choice on parenting. So that is just a developmental thing with the brain.
So this is going to become very commonplace. So I'm not subpoenaing Bill to a circle. But little Bill might be subpoenaed to court to testify about his parents. Okay, Jody's nodding her head because she just saw that happen in a jury trial. Okay, so we can't subpoena anybody to a circle. It has to be, always think consent. And that's where the patience comes in. That's where the self-control comes in. Okay? So that it's really, even if Bill had said he didn't want to do a circle, I'm not going to talk him into it. If he said his son, I'll try to have my son be there, I'm also not going to say, I'm going to get the son there for you. okay? Consent, consent, consent. And that's the beauty of it and the detriment. But if everybody consents to be here, they're not court-ordered. If everybody consents to be in the room, it's a good thing. Some people might not consent, and that's okay because we use substitutes, okay? So if Bill Sr. wants little Bill in the room, we'll use a substitute for little Bill, and that's how it's going to work. So anyway, so they come to my office or I go to their house. I mean, you can have the circle anywhere. So however I have to do this, and it's time consuming, I got to tell you. If you're going to go through the process, every little step, and it's you're dealing with one family. But that's why we need a lot of advocates and a lot of people doing this and a lot of people helping, okay? So we try to have consistency, that it's the same people. So Bill, three of us have met with Bill. I'm going to go pre-circle with Bill Jr. So I'm going to just say, hi, Bill. How you doing?
Pretty nervous.
Oh, you're nervous. I'm just here because your dad wants. I'm from Family Innocence, and we do like circles, and I just want you to talk about, or if you could, what happened in your family.
Just seeing a lot of fighting makes me really scared.
And what's else coming up for you about that?
Well, I don't want to get in trouble. And I'm always in trouble. And when they're fighting, I'm always in trouble. I don't want to have to take sides because I love both my parents.
So what do you mean by in trouble? What's happening in your family?
Well, I don't get to see my dad very much.
Is there more?
What do you mean more?
Well, is there more you want to say about that?
So I'm a very mature 11-year-old. I don't want to live in Mankato, that place that my mom took me to. I want to be close to both my parents and my grandparents.
So teaching moment. I'm trying to get a story here from little Bill. Bill isn't talking. Bill's just, he's all structured. He's talking about Mankato. I'm not getting, so this is really hard. We did this on the phone with, remember I told you we had a 4-hour circle with here's what the daughter said when we did the listening. So, hello? Yeah. It's okay. Yeah, I'm here. I mean, her mom was right in the room with her. The dad was on the other phone. She's 18, by the way, so that the age was not an issue. And then what happened? She started to talk. So it's going to be a while before Bill Jr. starts to talk. So let's fast forward. Bill is going to blab to me now.
So there were a couple times when there was a big fight, and I'm really nervous, so I'm really pleased that you're here. So there was a big fight, and my mom started throwing things. And then the police were there. And I don't understand all of that stuff, and I just wish that they could just be together and we wouldn't have all of this, but it's not going to happen, and I just don't want to get in the middle. I'm scared. I'm scared.
So you're not in the middle now?
Right this now? I feel like I'm in the middle because I'm with you. And you might tell somebody something even though you say you won't, and it doesn't really matter. Just don't want to be hearing them fighting and arguing together. Maybe they shouldn't be together, but I wish they were together.
So what happened? Do you remember like a day when you were with your dad at church and your mom picked you up? I think it was at church.
I'm kind of nervous to answer that question. Can you answer that question?
Okay. That's another thing I learned. Guess what? Attorneys, they were supposed to be, way back when in the Abe Lincoln days, they were assistants of counsel. They never represented anybody in court. They would just assist you, and you'd always represent yourself in court, which is the exact opposite now. Everybody thinks they need representations because guess what? Lawyers can lie and manipulate and write the right words and everything else. So I'm just saying that this whole representation thing, look, they're going like this, is another backwards thing we have to start opening our eyes and seeing. I didn't see it before. Yes.
Michelle is right. When Molly hired her attorney, and not to mention her attorney is Michelle as well, she started to say things that was not even happening. There's things in there, and that's really can really hurt people, can hurt the whole situation. Things that's not there, things that is not true. But I didn't want to cut and say objection or anything because I want that person just speak whatever was not there. There was so many of those things in there that was not even there. But I bet, and I bite my tongue and my lips so hard to say, who are you to just speak lies? And who speak lies like that? Just the enemy. I'm sorry, but it's true. Just the coward liar, the father of the lies, always lying. And that really came in there, and it was so harmful. Thank you.
We're going to empower kids. I mean, they need their liberties too. They're stuck with these court orders, okay? These injunctions. You empower kids can represent themselves. When I was 11, I babysat my 7 younger brothers and sisters, okay? I couldn't wait to be 11 to be able to babysit. So 11 is not the more you baby your kids, I mean, in some cultures, 11 is an adult. I mean, we can't just say 18, they magically become adults. Sometimes they're not adult-like. So what we're demonstrating here is that you want the child to be able to speak for themselves, but since everybody's speaking for them, oh, now I have an advocate speaking for me. Oh, I got an attorney. Some kids have attorneys. Oh, now I have my mom speaking for me. My dad saying they never get to say what they really want to say. So what we're going to try to do, and they don't even know what they want to say. This is a good demonstration because little Bill doesn't even know what to say. He doesn't even know why he's here. He doesn't understand consent, a process. So we're not counselors, we're not psychologists. All we are is family advocates, advocating for, remember I said multi-partial, but Bill's afraid. And we've had people come to our circle mediation, just mediation through family innocence, and they are afraid. And they don't tell us till the 3rd, 4th time in. They're going, when I first came here, I felt, so see how fearful people are. We have to be cognizant of that. Because we're not robots. Everybody has their unique little problems. So we're going to get back into the demonstration. I'll do it pretty quickly because in the pre-circle now, see, I'm pre-circling somebody that Bill wanted to be in the circle. And so I've already pre-circled Molly. and Molly's coming. So we're going to do the circle afterwards, but we're just kind of demonstrating a kid circle. I mean, a kid pre-circle. So, and these words start, it's so fun in my office when people call up, when am I going to have a pre-circle? Or I'm just like, the words are awesome. You know, we're going to start to get these words in our lingo, and we're going to be so excited to get to our pre-circle because you're actually talking to somebody that's listening, right? We don't have it in our culture right now. So we're trying to, I don't want it to be something that's bureaucracy. So understand, this isn't a bureaucracy. This isn't, but there's a dialogue process that you haven't even seen yet that is the cat's meow. I think it is the basic dialogue process that we all need to learn. So back to the pre-circle, I should say. So Bill, tell me what happened.
So now I'm comfortable. So I was trying to avoid talking because I didn't feel like I can be trust. You know, I wanted her to talk for me because I trust her and I don't know you. But now the table, you know. So what happened was that I ended up that day after church being bundled into the car and being moved away from my dad and going to live with my mom and her boyfriend, and then the police came and took my dad away. And that really, 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 really scared me. And that's just not okay. It didn't need to happen that way. Because I want to be with both of my parents.
So what else happened, Bill?
I can't remember. It's kind of blocked, but I know that I get to see my dad now, but it's temporary, and I'm really worried that I'm not going to get to see him. It was only for a month, and he's really honest with me, and he tells me that he really loves me, but I don't know. He doesn't know when he's going to be able to see me because it's all caught up in the courts, and I just don't get why the courts have to be involved in my life. You know, I just want to be with my friends and with my mom and dad, but I don't want them to be fighting, and I'm scared that they're fighting, and I really don't want to talk like this anymore. I just kind of don't want to do it.
Okay. So this could go on for a few hours, okay? You're not going to want to cut it short. Like, I'm cutting it short for the class. But I'm going to kind of pull things out as best I can. And I'm not going to be judgmental, and I'm not going to say, well, you know, your dad, you know, this is awful what your mom did, or anything like that. Our judgments are set aside. Okay, set aside all the time. As fast as you can have a judgment, throw it out your head, okay? Because most of them are just judgments. And remember I said the what happened in your story about what happened? We're all having stories about what happened in this relationship, but this is their relationship, little Bill and Bill, okay? And now there's another relationship here, and we don't even have a relationship, but we do. Because I'm talking to Bill right now. I'm developing one, but I'm not going to force anything. So at the end of the pre-circle, and I already got my answer. So if you already got your answer, you might want to get technical with the kid and say, well, so what your dad wanted to do was start a circle with family innocence, so you could all get together, your mom and your dad and you, to talk about what's going on in your family, a family circle. And so how that works though is you need to be in agreement. And your dad needs to be in agreement, and your mom needs to be in agreement. And if you're not in agreement, Bill, you don't have to be there. So we have it, we don't have it scheduled yet, but I'm here just to see if you want to be there or not be there. I've already talked with your dad, and he's going to be there. I've talked with your mom, He's going to be there. And what I'm going to do in circle is just have you three talk. I'm not going to make any decisions. You're just going to talk to your parents, and you're going to be able to say what you want to say to your parents, and they're going to be able to talk to you, and it'll be the three of you talking. And so I'm just asking, would you want to go talk with your parents together, just the two of them and you, or would you not want to do that?
No, I don't want to, because I've never seen them not scream and yell at each other. And it would just give me nightmares. I have nightmares already. And I'm seeing a therapist, and that's why I have an advocate, and it's just not, it feels icky and yucky, and I just want to love my parents and be with my parents. If they can't be together, I want to see them separately, and I want to see my dad, but I don't want to see them fight, and I know they're going to fight.
Okay. So that would conclude the pre-circle with the son. He doesn't want to do it. That's it. It could have been that Bill Sr. said, I don't want to do it. You just have to let go of, well, wait a minute, this is a great thing. I've seen so many circles work, Oh, my gosh, please come to the circle. Somebody told me you cannot be subpoenaed to a circle. You don't want to even argue about the circle, your judgments about how great circles are or how crappy they are. No judgments. It's so hard. It's been so hard for me these years not to say, oh my God, I just wish inside I'm saying that. You have your judgments inside. I'm saying, oh, if this little boy only knew, and I could tell him all kinds of stories about Benedictus and how his son came to the circle. But, it was just, so little Bill doesn't want to be in the circle. But we are going to invite Molly and then Bill.
He just thinks I'm not mature.
Do I have to be in the same room?
I deserve peace.
You don't think I should go to my friends and ask them things?
You and Bill can take a counseling.
He's fine, da-da-da-da-da. They want to argue.
That bike is sexy. Growing up, I was living a lie. In the darkness, I was scared of the light. With no direction, I was running away. I tried to cover that I'm losing my mind. Chapter, why not give it a try? This hopeful journey needs an open mind to discover the treasure inside. Never see the truth until you look past the lies. Mother Nature is waiting for you to arrive. Step outside, step outside, enjoy the ride. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Do-do-do-do-do.
So Michelle is going to leave us with the Family Innocence theme song. We know it's going to be catching on everywhere. So take it away, Michelle.
And I won't have my husband Tom sing with me this time.
Or me.
You guys are all blessed.
Okay. Camera. Start spreading the bird, beginning today. We want to be no part of it, the family court. The bird is the word. It's flying away to make a brand new start of it. No family court. We want to wake up in a household where we can sleep instead of fearing a judge ready to peep. These family court blows are melting away. We will get to the heart of it with no delay. If we can do it here, we'll do it everywhere. No family court, no family court. One more line. If it is not a crime, we are not doing time in family court. No